This is actually the way that I go so that I'm not on the main streets.
Rachel Williams was driving home when she was stopped.
What is it going to be this time?
Right here, 30 seconds from her front door.
I couldn't figure out why we were a target. I still really don't know. Her spotlight was on through our back window. She didn't give us a ticket. She didn't give us an answer, and we went on our way and went home.
Now she drives this Jeep so she doesn't stand out.
We haven't had these windows tinted. We haven't done anything to this car because we feel like that also adds to the fact that we are a target.
She says she's been stopped while driving on these Blue Springs roads too many times.
I thought something that we were doing was wrong, or I thought that what was happening was normal, and I started talking to other people and realizing that we were the only ones that this was happening to.
If you have a high accident area and you're wanting to modify driving behavior, you do that through traffic stops.
Bob Munn says traffic stops are an important part of police work.
Maybe seatbelt enforcement. Maybe try to get impaired drivers off the road. There are all kinds of things that traffic stops are important for investigative purposes.
And that may be true, but these numbers given to the Missouri Attorney General by every department in the state have people concerned about who police are stopping, not why they're being stopped.
So it shows, how many times a person of color was stopped or how many times a white person was stopped. But does it show what happened at the stop? No.
Here's what Blue Springs' own information shows. Black drivers were 175% more likely to get stopped than white drivers in the Kansas City suburb. But Bob Munn says his department isn't the worst.
Our daily population is not necessarily the same as our driving population.
So we checked. In Raytown, black drivers were stopped 285% more than white drivers in 2018. And in Independence, they're stopped 250% more. We reached out to both departments, but neither responded before our deadline. Kansas City, Missouri police have lower numbers, but black drivers in the metro would still be stopped more than white drivers, around 133% more.
I would say that they're not as accurate as they could be, but they are not completely wrong. I know from personal experience.
All of this is happening in the shadow of a warning from the NAACP. In 2016, the group warned African Americans, don't travel to Missouri. It isn't considered safe.
I think that's a blanket statement that I don't think can be substantiated. Now, sure, we got some numbers that show this, that, and the other, but you got to drill down further than that, I think.
Meet Carson Ross, the mayor of Blue Springs, and the reason why police in Missouri have to track race during traffic stops.
It's not make-believe, it's real. But the only way to show other people that it's real, you have to quantify that.
Ross spent more than a decade in Jefferson City, and in 2000, he helped pass Senate Bill 1053. These pages redefined the meaning of a minority group and made police record race after traffic stops.
I'm not sure I understood it at that time, but I understand it now. When you require law enforcement to provide that kind of data, then it becomes real that there's a problem.
If the numbers are based on old census data, are they still accurate? Ross sounds a lot like Rachel Williams here. Why people are stopped remains the question.
In 18 years of collecting these numbers, ours number has been as high as over 3 to as low as just over 1.
Blue Springs police know these numbers are important for the community. Munn says his officers go through training every year.
Our officers are highly trained, and they're dedicated to do the right thing in the right place.
I don't know that you can train someone to not be biased.
So then should those people not be allowed to be police officers?
Yes, that's what I believe.
But Williams isn't neutral.
The experiences that I've had have not been good.
One thing to keep in mind, the departments receive state funding for turning in the numbers. However, the final numbers do not impact how much each department gets. In Blue Springs, Caroline Sweeney, KCTV5 News.